So, welcome to David Bowie Glamour again, and I'm not sure how many videos we're going to record now. What we're going to do is we're going to record one long one, and Jake, our expert behind the camera, is going to edit something out of it. Good luck to him is all I can say. So, we've got a few things to talk about, and I don't know whether you've joined us live so far on Instagram or Twitter, but I hope you've enjoyed those. So, I think over to you now, isn't it?
Yeah, okay, well, so we've got a few things to talk about today. And the first thing we wanted to do was talk about issue 2. Obviously we've done issue 3 now, we're beginning to work on issue 4, but we just wanted to talk a little bit about issue 2 because there's one little thing on it that we kind of, we're not sure if people have really sort of clocked what went on with this. So here's issue 2. And obviously it's got the lovely Helen Green designed cover as usual, and the whole thing's beautifully designed by Chris at Milky Cereal. What we did with this one, I don't know if we ever pointed this out before or not on a video, is we put what's called spot UV onto the word glamour on the actual cover. So if you hold it in the right light, I almost certainly won't get it in the right light now, but if you do, you can just see a glimpse coming off it.
The lettering's raised as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, sort of raised up from the paper.
Quite nice.
And if you take it out in the garden and hold it in the right light, it actually shines beautifully. So there you go. You can do that if you want.
A bit like us. A bit like my head.
So there we are. So issue 2, we are running a competition at the moment to win a very special copy of issue 2. First of all, I'll talk to you about what you've got to do to win it, and then I'll tell you about the prize itself. So in order to win the prize, the competition is to write 250 words about David Bowie and what he means to you. And if you send those in to davidbowieglamour@yahoo.com, we'll pick the best one. We'll put the 250 words into the fanzine, issue 4, and we'll send you this very special copy of issue 2. I don't have the very special copy here, but
they're in a safe.
They're locked away.
In the other half of Glamour Towers.
In the Glamour vaults.
Which are impressive, the Glamour vaults.
Yeah, professional outfit.
All sorts of things in there.
But it's signed by loads of people. Andy signed it, I've signed it, Chris is going to sign it when we see him next week. Helen signed it, and also it's been signed by Carlos Alomar. We sent it to the States so Carlos could sign it for us, which he very kindly did. Tony Visconti signed it for us on his article. Woody Woodmansey signed it on the article that Liz Kershaw did, which involved Woody, and lots of other people.
Liz has signed it herself.
Oh, Liz Kershaw herself signed it, yeah.
Terry O'Neill, the photographer. Nicholas Pegg. Yeah, so it's good.
So that's a prize. I mean, these, you've probably noticed, these are going for quite big money on eBay already without being signed. So I don't know what that one would be worth, but don't sell it. Keep it. Treasure it. Okay, so that's the competition. So we'd love to see some more entries, so do get thinking about those 250 words.
So, social media. So what we've decided to do, we want to try and keep bringing you new content, really. So other than the fanzine itself, which we'll talk a little bit about in a minute, we want to bring you some different content, really. So we're going to go live on social media more. I went live a few days ago when I visited London, the Brixton Mural and Headon Street, of course, went live from there, and David Bowie's house in Stansfield Road went live from there. We went live a few minutes ago putting all this up. So really on Twitter, that one, just to see if it worked all right. It's had quite a few views already. So we filmed that about 15 minutes ago, and we're up to about 150 views probably already, which is really good.
It did go out live on Facebook as well, actually. So
yeah,
you could have
on Facebook
there.
And next Tuesday at 8 PM, we're going to go live on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. God help us.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. I'm not going to tell you any more than that, but you have to tune in and make sure you're here by 8 o'clock. So try not to tune in after like 10 past 8 or anything. Try and tune in at 8 o'clock. And it'll be, I would guess, about 20 minutes, but that's a guess. So a bit longer than normal. But it'll be, what can I say? Very entertaining, I would say. Very entertaining. So 8 o'clock next Tuesday, that's 8 o'clock PM, not AM, and it's UK time. So if you're in America, you'll have to work it out. It's usually about 5 hours difference, I think. You might have to skive off school or something if you're at school or work. So 8 o'clock, be in Glamour Towers, live on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. We might also film it for YouTube. We'll see how we go. In fact, we probably will actually. So, and we'll be bringing more live content to you as well over the coming 12 months. We've spoken to Chris, Milky Cereal, or Love Milky Cereal, our designer, and he is going to go live doing something, although he was a bit secretive about what, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he is a secretive sort of person.
He is. He's mysterious.
He's a mysterious, strange person. And then, of course, we've got Helen Green, who isn't actually going to go live, but has something up her sleeve. Poor little greenie. And she spent last night walking on Snow White, I think, didn't she?
I believe she did.
Yeah, which wasn't really very nice of her. But so Helen's got some ideas about what she's going to do. So keep your eyes skinned, and I could go live any minute, anywhere. So as I'm sure you can.
Yeah, anytime I can just go live. Anytime I feel like
anything. So keep your eyes skinned, folks. All right. So that's what we've got planned anyway.
So we were going to talk to you a bit about
we've got some notes.
issue 4, which is on its way. You'll have gathered by now, if you follow our social media, that there is going to be an issue 4. It is some way off, some considerable way off, I should think, really.
Yeah.
Having said
it'll be in our lifetime, won't it?
I hope so. Yeah, it is crammed with content already, actually. We seem to be, what we always do with the fanzine is we wait until we've got enough excellent content to put one out. If we didn't get brilliant content, we wouldn't put one out at all. As soon as we stop getting brilliant stuff to share, we'll stop the fanzine, really. But this one is absolutely crammed with amazing content. But we could still do with a few more fan articles, and particularly fan art, actually. So if you're an artist and you've got some Bowie work, or you'd like to do some Bowie work, send it in to us at davidbowieglamour@yahoo.com. And also, if you've got a story, or if you've got just anything just something different that we've not had in the fanzine before that we haven't thought of, but you have, just send stuff through to us, because the lifeblood of the fanzine really is the fans. So we want loads more of that. Please.
We're sort of taking our time over this issue. Well, a couple of reasons, but the main reason is we want it to be spectacular. Issue 3 was a beauty. The other 2 were as well, but I think we stepped our game up for issue 3. We're going to step again up for issue 4. Chris has some design ideas. Helen has some ideas for the cover. It's going to be different, is all I can say really at the moment. And I think, and this may sound really trivial to everybody, we may have to change the envelopes we use. That's quite mysterious, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
But it says something about what the fanzine. The
does.
envelopes have to be different.
It does. They have to be different. In addition to that, because the envelopes have to be different, folks, we may have to put the price of postage up a little bit.
Because the other thing is damage, isn't it? We've had it's
been a bit
fanzines, especially to the States and some parts of Eastern Europe, arriving damaged with fans.
Been a nightmare.
And obviously, if that happens, then we do our best to make sure that fans get one in the end. But we'd really like it if they didn't turn up damaged in the first place. So we'd probably have to package them a bit differently for next time round. And sadly, that probably will cost a little bit more. Not loads, but it will cost a little bit. Yeah,
the envelopes will be different and more robust, particularly for America, because some of them looked as though they'd been through World War III. God knows how, because it's quite a tough fanzine. The paper's really good quality, but they were absolutely mashed to bits. So we will be doing something about that, but the postage rates will rise, particularly for America and Eastern Europe, probably. Yeah. UK, we haven't had so many problems, but the envelopes we're going to use will cost more money. So unfortunately, the price of the fanzine will stay the same. It will still be £10, but everything around it will go up a little bit. So there will be a bit of a price increase, I'm afraid, but not too much. But we haven't worked it through yet, have we?
Yeah, we'll have to think that through and see where we go with it. But yeah, it's all about just making sure the fanzines arrive in good condition. Really.
So issue 4 is full. We've been through most of the content. We're still awaiting bits and pieces from people who are doing bits and pieces for us, because there are several of you, if you're watching this, who are doing bits and pieces for us. So we'll get that by the end of May. 31st of May is the deadline on that, and then we'll start kicking into action. We're not really going to do too much before the 31st of May. But I can tell you we've had to drop some very good content for some other content. We've also received one piece of controversial content.
Yep.
From somebody famous. And we've had long discussions about that, all 4 of us, and we have decided we are not going to publish it. That'd be fair?
Yeah, that is the decision.
We don't really want to be too controversial, and we may lose support of key figures if we do publish it.
And it's the right decision, you know. And we're all about we're not really about controversy, to be honest. But we are about sort of advancing the understanding of David Bowie and what he meant to the world and everything. But we're obviously not in the business of sort of upsetting anybody or anything like that.
So and we've got some new features in issue 4 as well, which would be quite nice.
We have indeed, haven't we?
Yeah, inside, you know, in the content. So yeah, it's good, and one I'm particularly excited about. Actually, two I'm particularly excited about, really.
It's a shame we have to be quite mysterious about what we're putting in issue 4. Really, it'd be brilliant to tell you exactly who's in it and everything, but it would spoil the surprise, and it would be silly. But all I can say really is the content is amazing. You know, the people that have written for us and given their time for this issue are amazing. So there we are.
What's that then? So what we thought we'd do is to talk through the process, really, the fanzine process. So how we get from here to there, how we get from the very start to actually sending it out to you guys. So I don't know whether you want to kick that off.
Yeah, okay. So yeah,
I'll carry on smelling my scarf.
Yeah, so you carry on. So yeah, the fanzine process. Well, I guess now we've got to working on issue 4. We've always got a bit of content in the bag already to start working on. So when we start coming to consider content, usually we've got a little bit in the bag already to start building things around. I guess Andy and I, throughout the year, spend a lot of time contacting celebrities, people that work with Bowie, and other people that connected with him in all sorts of different ways, sending out emails and trying to find contact details and that sort of thing, and sending out messages to people to ask if they'd want to contribute. And sometimes those people get back to us straight away and say, yeah, that'd be great. Sometimes, musicians might be away on tour and all sorts of things. So sometimes we wait weeks or months and then they get back to us and say, yeah, that'd be great. Some, of course, we don't really hear from. You're never really quite sure if the message got through to them or what happened. But at any time, really, it's one of the most exciting things about it, really, is checking your inbox in the morning or in the evening, and suddenly something's popped up from somebody really famous who says, yeah, I'd like to contribute to the fanzine. Then we phone each other up and go, you'll never believe who said that they'll contribute now. So yeah, that's a big part of it, I'd say, really, wouldn't you? Just kind of,
yeah, it's massive, really.
Yeah,
it's massive. So sometimes I get a message from Nick saying, and then he said a name then.
Yeah.
And then he said a name.
Say somebody from an old issue.
So-and-so's contact me and I've interviewed him. And I think, what? That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I had contact with somebody who is particularly famous, who I think is particularly famous, who said, sure, come and meet me in London and we'll do an interview. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. So we are.
Yeah. And I must admit, I think that person is very famous as well. If you like our content, please do subscribe, please like, please tell the whole world that you absolutely love it. We will keep on making content for you, but if you keep on checking our website, keep on checking our social media, and join up to the mailing list as well. And,
the mailing list is a good one.
The mailing list is a good one.
Mailing list for the fanzine. It's on the website.
So like, subscribe, guys. Okay?
Comment.
See you soon.